Well, to quote my favorite band, the Beatles, it has been a long, cold, naughty winter. And I think that I'm pretty safe in saying that all of you out there could agree a little bit of color would be a great thing in our lives about now. Hi, welcome to Around the Town with Marilyn Forbes. For today's show, we're going to be making a return visit back with Dave Mardis at Miss Martha's Floral in Scottdale. And Dave is going to show us how to make some wonderful spring things. And a lovely Easter display that we can use for that holiday as well. And believe me, after the gloomy winter we had, we could all use a big shot of color. So stay with us, folks. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Well, as promised, we are back here again today at Miss Martha's Floral with Dave Mardis, who has been on our show.
This is the third
time already.
Mm-hmm.
Dave's done shows. We did a fall show.
We did a fall and we did a Christmas
show, and we have had a lot of great feedback and a lot of wonderful response from it. So we asked Dave if he would come back and do something springy, because after this winter, we all need something
definitely need
springy
some bright
and happy.
color.
Yes,
absolutely.
So we're going to be making a spring/Easter.
We are going to make a spring Easter arrangement.
Okay.
This is actually what we're doing right here. This is my version of an edible arrangement. It's got jelly beans and marshmallow peaks in the container. And then you do your arrangement around inside of that.
Okay, so we can't eat this.
No, you can't eat the flowers, but you can eat the candy.
Okay.
But it'll be more fun to eat the candy
That's true,
anyway.
that's true.
So this is what we're going to make tonight. We also have a couple of other things here on the table. We've got a calorie-free cupcake here with a cherry on top. The rose represents the cherry.
That's excellent. The baby's breath.
That's cute for birthday. And we have our Teleflora Easter specials here. If you don't want to make your own arrangement, you can always order something here at Miss Martha's. And we have, this is Teleflora's, look at my cheat sheet here, Basket of Beauty, and this is the Easter Bunny Bouquet from Teleflora.
Lovely.
Yeah, those are both nice. And these are pretty close to what the pictures you'll see that are advertised, but keep in mind you can get these in any colors, or we can change up the flowers to suit your needs and whatever you want it to be. But this is what we're going to focus on tonight.
Make this today. This is something you can make at home if you're energetic.
Right.
And creative, and
you can just
watch our show closely.
Sure. Just come in and buy the loose flowers and put it together yourself. That's part of the fun.
Sure.
So
all right.
we have our containers.
Where
you
do
have
we
yours
start?
over here for your container, and these are actually just jelly beans that I got at our local
Well, this is a nice simple little plain container too.
Yes.
I'm sure you can pick this up anywhere.
Yes, and we have these, but you can buy these containers, or you may have a bowl or something at home that will work just as well. Any kind of a fruit bowl. So what you want to do is open up your jelly beans first. You should have a pair of scissors there.
Any kind of jelly beans?
You can use any kind of jelly beans you like.
Well, these are pretty colored.
Oh, yeah. They taste good, too. We had a bag today for lunch.
You had a bag of jelly beans for your lunch?
Actually, I'm a jelly bean fanatic. I take after my father for that, because he loved Easter just because of the jelly beans. We always had to keep a jar of jelly beans by his chair.
A mutant one. There's a little mutant one. We just put him back in, so he's used.
Okay, so you have, then we're going to do a separate cylinder. This is actually just a plastic liner with our wet foam in. And if you remember, we've used the wet foam before.
Okay.
We soaked that big block in water.
And how long do we soak this again in water?
Oh, you soak that for probably about maybe 2 hours or so, just to make sure it's solid through with the moisture.
Okay.
And just sit that down inside there.
And this is that same stuff you can get anywhere, right?
Right. And just sit that in the middle, and nestle down in the jelly beans a little bit, just like you did. Yeah, you did good.
All right.
And then we'll take our peeps.
Well, these come in purple too, don't they?
These come in about any color you would want. Yeah, purple, yellow. I think they come in green. So whatever color you would want.
I just stabbed one. Did you ever put these in a microwave?
No, but I like them. I like to take these actually and just open it up and get them real stale. That's how I like them.
Well, they blow up if you put them in the microwave.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do. I mean, I don't mean like. Yeah.
When my kids be like a
when my kids were little, we used to like stand around. No, it destroys it.
Oh,
it's like amusement
so it's not
purposes
edible.
only. No.
Oh, okay.
We used to do it when my kids were little. We'd It's like an Easter tradition. We would blow up peeps. Okay,
Now, if you
anyways.
just leave these like this and tuck them between your glass cylinder and your inside liner.
Okay, so we don't have to do anything with them. Fresh
Nope,
peeps, because you
we
said
don't.
about drying.
Fresh peeps, nope. And
Like-
this was like the perfect size container because this one package just went around this perfect. But so if you had a bigger bowl, you might need more than just the one box. They're going in?
Now, we said, too, you can get these in different colors. Isn't there different, is there other shapes, too, besides
There's
bunnies?
actually chicks.
And
Yeah.
chicks?
I'm not sure how the chicks would work in this because they're more three-dimensional.
Okay, all right.
And so it might not be good for this type of an arrangement.
Bunnies work, then.
Yeah, the bunnies work because they're straight.
Good heavens. Where's that plastic thing at? Oh, my glasses on.
Just- yeah, let's just hold that
Okay.
over.
Oh, there we go. All
There
right.
we go.
So it might take two people to
It
do this.
might.
Okay,
There it goes.
all right. Or some help, or something like we always say. This would be a nice project for a family to do.
Sure.
Grandma, grandpa with some grandkids.
Yeah. If they're babysitting one weekend, they could do this with the grandkids. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, so that's how we start out. So, okay, we got your jelly beans on the bottom and your peeps on top.
Okay.
Okay. Now, we're going to green it next. Do you want to slide this one out of the way a little bit?
Okay.
That good? Okay, now we have, remember before, we used, it's called Baker
I was going
Fry.
to say, please don't tell me this is going to be a test.
No. I'll give you a test if you'd like. And we just break this apart like this.
Okay.
Or you can use your scissors. I'm just so used to breaking it. And you just start around the edge.
Okay, now, do they have to be little condensed ones like that, or can they be like this? Or-
Well, if you make it bigger,
so we
I
need
kind
smaller
of, like for this size of container, I would start with like
Oh,
that
okay,
size.
okay, got it.
And then just go in like that.
Okay.
And then you can use your smaller pieces up in here.
Okay.
There you
Oh,
go.
all right. So we're gonna surround the whole thing then?
Yeah, just make a circle of the whole thing.
Okay. Well, as usual, this is going to turn out lovely.
Oh, yours is lovely.
I do have to say though, the pumpkin arrangement that we made back at Thanksgiving.
Yes, before
Thanksgiving / autumn. That thing was absolutely gorgeous on my table for a week.
Good. We sold quite a few of those too. We had some people
you
calling
really?
in.
How
Yes.
wonderful.
Yeah, we had some people calling in to order those, and yeah, it worked out real well.
The only thing that we didn't know, and we didn't know because we hadn't made them before, is, I don't know about you, but I didn't put mine on anything. I just put it on the table.
Oh, okay.
For anybody wanting to make those next year, please put them in some type of a dish, because when I went to move it after it was a week old,
Your
I went
pumpkin
like
was
this.
soft.
Oh no, my fingers went right in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They went right in it.
Yeah. So you could even sit it on a plate, like a dinner plate
Oh,
or something,
look
just
at
so
you.
you had something to pick
I'm
up.
talking too much.
No,
Yeah, exactly. That's right. You don't have to get anything fancy, a pie pan, a dinner plate.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm going to do them up top.
Mhm.
Up top. I get nervous.
No, don't be nervous. It's fine. You're doing good.
And I did not know until we came today what we were making. Dave's promised me he'd surprise me. Now these are these again. You can get these anywhere. It's not, and this is similar to we talked about this before. The ones you see out in the woods.
Yeah, this would actually grow in the woods. If it was, this time of year, you're not going to be able to pick anything outside,
I
of
guess
course,
that's true.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can buy this. Usually any of your floral shops will sell this by the bunch or by the stem.
Okay. You do it so quickly. Okay, now.
I know I do it too. quickly.
What's the next step?
Well, that's okay.
While
We're
I'm
gonna put flowers in
lollygagging
next.
here.
No, you're doing good.
Look, did you use all yours? Am I like destroying them over here? I guess so. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's kind of.
That's kind
Sparse?
of.
Okay.
I'd break that down and maybe fill that in on the
Oh,
top.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
Alrighty. I think I'm getting. Oops, that's a little small one there. I'm getting there. Now you said you saw this on the internet.
Yeah, actually, I did see it on the internet, and I thought it was a different, unique idea.
Sure. Well, that's what we like. Different, unique ideas that
Yeah.
folks can do at home.
And you can
Or watch
also
us do.
you know, if you would do like a bigger, rounder cylinder, bigger around and with your inside container, and if there was enough space in there, you could do colored eggs or anything
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
That would look really neat too.
That's a great
Or
idea.
the malted milk balls. You know, so you could do any kind of
Okay.
candy in there if you don't like the jelly beans.
You
Or
could even do the foil covered
Sure,
eggs.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever, like if you're making it for a gift for somebody and you know their particular, what kind of candy they like, you can always use that kind of candy.
Oh,
Or if
sure.
you don't want to do the marshmallow peeps, you could do jelly beans the whole way up.
Okay, and then
yeah, so there's
microwave
a
it.
lot of different, yeah, you can always microwave your marshmallow peeps.
You're going to do that now, aren't you?
I just might.
You like I said, you just it's just amazing because they just blossom. It's a fun thing. Okay, all right.
That's
Now,
fun.
now mine's a
Okay.
lot larger than yours. Does that
That's
matter?
okay. No, it's fine.
All right.
So we'll start with our height first. Now these are iris we have in here, tulips, carnations, mini carnations, Gerber daisies. So I have a variety of flowers behind us, so we can actually do any kind of arrangement you want to do.
Okay.
In there. You know, we've got some Gerber daisies and tulips over here, and these orchids are real pretty. We have iris.
These are lovely here.
Yeah, so anything you want to start with, but if you want to start with the highest one, I think I would probably do the iris and
Okay.
the tulips.
Okay.
And then we can fill in lower with the other things.
Okay.
So we'll do, in that particular one, I have 2 iris in there. And these aren't quite open yet, but they do open up very quickly. And when they get kind of loose like this, you can almost open it up a little bit
Oh, okay.
yourself. But by pulling those down, and then see those petals just fall right down.
Oh wow!
That one might be a little tight to do it with yet, but this one was loose.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah. See
Now-
here, this one's starting to come open, so you can just like take those petals and just like open them up
Wow,
yourself.
so
a
you
little
can
bit.
encourage them a little bit. Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. I never knew
Sometimes we
that.
all need a little bit of
A
encouragement.
little bit of help.
Okay, so you just snip that and stick that down in your phone. Now, since we've got candy around the outer edge of here, we have to remember to keep our flowers more into the center so that we're not poking into the marshmallow peeps.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now I just saw something.
What?
You're not. I always thought that you had to cut flowers on a slant. No?
You really should cut something on a slant.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it does help with the hydration a little bit.
Okay, I didn't know if that was an
Yes.
old wives' tale.
No, no, it's good to do that.
Am I too tall?
Yours will just be a
Okay.
little bit taller, and that's okay.
Just
They don't have to all be the same.
push it down in there.
Mhm,
It's
you're
crooked.
good.
Is that okay?
Yep,
Okay. Just a
that's
one,
fine.
or are we putting this one in there too?
Go ahead, put 2 in yours.
Now, a lot of these flowers, too, I want to point out, not yet, but hopefully in a couple weeks here in a normal spring season, people have tulips and they have a lot of other flowers in their yard.
I actually noticed my tulips were poking up through the ground just this, I think that was over the weekend I saw them.
Oh,
That
really?
looks good, yeah. My tulips and hyacinths were just poking through the
Okay.
ground, yeah, so it won't be too much longer.
And these are different varieties of mums and stuff, I guess?
These
people
are
put maybe?
these are daisy mums.
daisy
We have those
mums.
in this lavendery pink color. We have yellow, white. This is September weed and wax flower. These are fillers. The Caspia and the Status, those are fillers as well. We've got all different colors of carnations here. We can do Gerber daisies. I have Gerber daisies in that one, so we have those in pink and yellow.
Oh, my, these are lovely.
Those pink ones are pretty. You want to use those in yours?
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Now, how many?
I had 2 in that, but you can do 2, 3. You know, it would probably be for this size arrangement the most you'd want to put in there.
Okay, am I jumping ahead by putting these?
No,
No?
these would actually be next. I'm going
Okay.
to grab my scissors. I'll give you use these ones and I'll use these
Okay.
ones.
Did I still both pairs?
Yeah, you did, but that's
sorry.
okay. I forgive you.
I don't play well.
These scissors are very old. These are like relics to me.
Oh, really?
I've dug these out of the garbage can and everything. I don't think I could work without them.
Okay, so I don't want to get too much stem in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That-
You need yours a little bit taller. Like you
I
have
do?
it there. It's
Because-
almost perfect
okay.
because you have your iris taller
Okay.
too. So yeah, that's fine.
Now, should I try to? I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And of course, you want to put them where they're facing out.
right.
Okay. So one on either side then is suffice here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alrighty. Down into that nice wet.
And again, these come in a lot of different colors too. You know, they come in yellows, whites, the pinks. There's hot pink.
Oh,
there's
really?
Purple. Yeah, there's even reds and oranges. And believe it or not, I like a little bit of orange sometimes in with the spring flowers because the orange and the hot pinks look really pretty
Oh,
together
okay.
with the purples. Yeah. So you want to do carnations next.
Sure.
So
What kind?
we can pick any color here
Okay,
that you would want.
Do you have a suggestion?
Anything bright and springy
Okay.
is really pretty.
Yellow.
Yellow would be
Okay.
very good for
How many
yours.
do I need here?
Maybe about 5.
5. Okay.
I think I'm going to put the hot pink ones in mine.
Okay. Those are pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Those are real pretty. That's a real pretty color.
There's a rose that comes this color too. It's really pretty. I use that a lot for weddings.
Am I doing it about the same height then? Is
Yeah.
that what I'm doing?
Yeah, and you can do some a little shorter too for around the bottom.
Alrighty. So there is, again, with what we made before, really no set pattern.
No, absolutely not.
You know-
It's just wherever you want, the shape you want it to be. That looks good.
Is that okay, really?
Mhm,
All right.
It is. See how that carnation's not quite open yet?
Okay.
If you just squeeze that a little bit and fluff it up with your fingers, it opens it up full.
Oh, that is excellent. Can I do that with mine too?
Sure.
Or?
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. And it doesn't hurt the flower?
No.
Like the blooming period or
No,
anything?
doesn't hurt it at all.
Well, that's great because I know there's a lot of times whenever I'm just in the mood to grab a bouquet of flowers from a store and you pass on them because they
They
don't
might
look.
not be quite open yet.
Oh, wow. Well, thanks, Dave. That's a great
Sure.
little tip there. So I always just thought that would, that one's pretty nice, but I'm still going to do it just because now I know
Just
I can.
because now you know you can. Right. Now you can't do that with everything. Like you wouldn't want to do that with a rose because that definitely would not.
Okay.
It would definitely. The rose wouldn't last as
I
long.
heard a crackle. Did you hear that?
Oh, that was probably my scissors. Well,
Alrighty. It's okay if I pull these leaves off, right? I mean,
Sure.
It doesn't matter. Okay. What did I hit? I hit a
you're
spot that.
hitting another stem.
Okay.
There you go.
Alrighty. I'm trying.
Good. Looks good.
Oh,
You got one more.
one more? Where should I put it? Does it matter? Should I
maybe
make it
down
lower?
here. Yeah,
Okay,
I'd
alright,
make it
that's
lower.
kind of what I was thinking. That was, there again, in the fall, that was something that I learned, the difference. Oh, well, you know what,
You need some height.
yeah, let's get him prettied up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we can put, just to be special and jazzy, I guess a little bit of glitter or something in these too, couldn't you?
Sure.
To, well,
Yeah. If you had some, they make styrofoam eggs. We have here for selling picks that are glittered. You could stick a couple of those.
Oh,
in.
okay.
Yeah, or you could even actually do like a little bag of jelly beans on a stick and stick those in. Since we've got candy going on in here, but the egg on a stick would be cute.
That would be.
Yeah. And they make spray glitter too. We use that a lot at prom time. It comes in a can, and you can spray your entire arrangement with it. It just gives it like a little bit of a luster. It's
Oh,
not like
okay.
a real heavy glitter.
All right, like a little
Yeah.
pizzazz.
Right.
All right, now what?
Okay, you want to do some tulips?
Okay.
We've got either yellow or purple.
Give me purple since
You
I
want
have.
purple? I'll give you purple.
You want the yellow?
Sure.
Switch.
We'll switch them.
Okay. Now with them, they're a little bit on the height side? Should they be
Yes, I would keep them a little tall.
Now tulips, you don't want to pinch those.
No, they're good just the way they are. They open up kind of quickly, especially if it's warm.
Now, once this is all assembled, is there any type of maintenance? Do you know what I mean?
Just
Upkeep?
water in
Do you
the
have to-
cylinder. You want to keep it in the center of that.
Oh, that's right, because you don't want to mess up your
Because you don't want to mess up the
candy.
candy, right. Tulips are one of my favorite flowers, and that's actually one flower that keeps growing after it's been cut. Did you know that?
No, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
see, if I would put this in water here, probably and have it sitting out, in the next few days it would be a little bit taller. It's just, somehow it just keeps growing. I can't explain it. But
Get out, really?
yeah, they do.
How many am I putting?
You can do however many you want.
Okay. I don't like that one right there.
Yeah, that one's kind of funky looking on top.
Okay. There you go. Got it good?
Mm-hmm. That looks good.
All right. These irises are so pretty.
Yeah, those are real pretty.
Okay. Now what, Mr. Dave?
Okay, let's do some orchids in them. These are just beautiful.
Those
This
are
is called a
lovely.
dendrobium orchid.
Okay. You're not. There isn't going to be a quiz at the end, right? You promised
No,
me.
there
Okay.
won't be no quiz.
Dem dwarf.
Dendrobium.
Dendrobium. Okay.
Dendrobium. I'm just going to cut it, and we'll do, I like those like kind of coming out the bottom.
I hate to cut. You're going to waste these little
No,
bottom
we're going to
pieces?
use it. We're going to use this piece too.
Okay.
Just stick it right in there.
Where'd you stick it? Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
You might want another stem.
Watch my peeps. Won't you put the other one? You just kind of stuck it in there, huh?
Yeah.
See, this is what I like about this. there's no set rule.
Yeah.
And you can't do it wrong.
Right.
So one on either side, kind of
Yeah,
like?
I
Is that what we're
like
shooting
one on
for?
either side
Okay.
and then the smaller pieces in it. Yeah, that looks nice.
See, that's why I like Dave.
I'm honest.
Oh.
It just looks nice.
Whoops. Okay. Just put it in here then.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
And there again, these come in some other colors. There's just a plain white. The white dendrobiums I use a lot in wedding work. And these are like a purple. There's a light pink. There's green that are real pretty. You can usually get some orange ones in the fall. But they come in several colors too.
What about like
And-
daffodils? People have a lot of daffodils.
Yeah,
in the yard.
daffodils.
Are those easy to work with as well?
Those work well in a vase of water. Like if we're working with foam here.
Oh, I thought you meant to stick them in a vase. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's hard to work with them in foam
Okay.
because of the stems tend to be brittle and they'll actually curl.
Oh.
Now,
oh,
one way
okay.
to get around that is to take a chenille stem and put it up through the daffodil. And then that makes it a little bit sturdier to
Wow.
stick into foam.
Okay.
We don't have any daffodils. It's still a little early for them yet.
Okay.
They are available. We had some last week, but it's kind of touch and go with them right now because they'll be about another week and then they'll be out. In
Yeah,
full
and then they're out. And
Yeah,
then, yeah.
right.
But that's, like I said, that's something a lot of people have in their yard.
Right.
Or
Yeah. So that's
take some from their neighbor's yard.
exactly as long as you have permission.
Ask your neighbors
Yes.
and any local parks and or public ground that may have daffodils.
right.
You want permission. Okay. Okay. Now
So
we're going to
wanna
put filler.
do some daisies next.
Okay.
Some we have white, yellow, or the lavender.
I think I
color.
should go with white. What do you
Yes.
think? Okay.
White would be very pretty in yours. I'm going to use these just
I
because
love
they're right
daisies. Absolutely love
there.
daisies.
Daisies are real refreshing.
It just reminds me of springtime.
Yes.
You see the daisies come. I never had luck growing daisies though.
I never really tried
I-
actually.
Okay, what are we doing? Just
Yeah, just snip
one
them
or two
off.
here?
Yeah, you can either just break them or just snip them with the scissors. Yeah, and I usually put them in like a couple in a
Okay.
bunch.
you know, I tried Gerber daisies. I just can't do it. No, I had another flower that I really like that is pretty common in a lot of people's gardens in the area is black-eyed Susans.
Oh yeah, those are real pretty. That's more of
Yeah.
a summer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
mhm.
Those are
Yeah.
great flowers. Those are so pretty.
My nanny always had a big patch of those out in her yard. Yeah, those were always real pretty.
I actually had a lot of success with mine
Mm-hmm.
until my husband decided to do the weeding one day.
Uh-huh.
And I said, honey, wait till I come home so you know what's weeds and what isn't. And I don't have any black-eyed
black-eyed
Susans.
Susans are
Yes,
gone.
yes. I didn't talk to him for like a week.
Well, you'll have to get yourself some more seeds. And
You know,
Whatever.
there again, a friend of mine, she had a ton. And she just,
yeah, because actually, if you just dig out a patch of those, and they start really easily.
yeah, they did. That's actually how I got all of mine. She was
Yeah.
thinning hers out. That's the one I was looking for. She lives out in the country, and she had a ton of them.
Right.
And I was surprised, just coming from her place and sticking them in. They did really well.
Yeah.
Until
And you can actually do that with daffodils too. Like if,
Oh, can you?
if someone you know has daffodils, you can, if you dig down in deep enough to get the bulbs,
Okay.
you can transplant some that way. Yeah, I've done that with my grandmas a lot.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, giving people patches of mine that way.
I'm sorry.
No, what
I
about?
don't like that one.
Oh, well then don't use
I
it.
feel bad.
Oh, here, we'll stick him down in the water.
Okay.
He'll open up.
There again, you can't encourage these guys to open or anything, right?
No.
I'm just so taken with that. That's just so excellent. Because as I said, I've passed
flowers you can do that with.
on more times than not. I've passed on purchasing, as I said, just a bouquet to throw on my table to lighten up my house.
Sure.
Because I didn't think they were.
You wouldn't think that they were.
Yeah, I just think it's great. Okay.
All right, now you want to do some mini carnations?
Okay. Ooh, I like. Can I use these?
Yeah, those are pretty.
Okay.
I'm going to use the lighter ones because my big carnations are that color.
So there again, any color scheme you want, and if you're making something like this to take to somebody, kind of do a little bit of every color. That way it'll match anything.
Sure, absolutely. And for spring, you want that. You want a lot of different colors and different flowers because that's what spring's all about. You know, it's just all the bright, pretty colors.
See, look how smart I think I am.
Good.
Now, like something like this, you can't, right?
No,
You just
that's a
wanna
little bit too
keep
far.
that little
Yeah,
puppy.
right. But it will open. It'll open on its own.
Did you cut these apart or did you put them in?
Well, I just broke mine, but if you cut that right here,
Okay.
and then I'd use that as one clump,
then the other clump.
other as a
Okay.
clump. Yeah.
I was too busy talking. I wasn't watching you.
Yeah, you're okay.
So just anywhere I have some space. I don't want
You need
to. I don't want to
something
block.
up in here.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
so
want to
that's
block
the
that
thing.
orchid.
Right. There you go. That's going to help fill in that space
Okay.
you had there.
So you're self-taught, right? We talked about that.
Yes.
I believe
Yes.
the last time.
Yep, I am self-taught. God-given talent is what I say.
And you learned a lot, I know, from your grandma.
Yes.
As far as
Yeah, learned a lot from her about what kind of flowers were what.
hey, sometimes that's the best education you can get.
Oh
Sometimes.
yeah,
Handed
absolutely.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just remember my mom's big thing was she always used to throw the dishwater, the dirty dishwater, on her roses
Oh, okay.
because she swore that it kept the June bugs off.
Oh,
Not the
be
June bugs,
darned. The little beetles.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it did, maybe it didn't.
might
But
have, but
hey,
if that's what she thought,
that's
that's
what she
okay.
thought, and it was great use for the dishwater, the old dishwater. And
I remember my grandma did coffee grounds on her hydrangea bushes. I don't know what that was about, but I remember she always
And
did
eggshells?
that. Yes, and eggshells too. That's right. She did that too.
our grandmas must have went to that same school of thought. Maybe there was something in it. I mean, seriously,
been. Yeah,
they.
could have
I can
been.
remember my mother's flowers being absolutely. Her roses were
Yeah.
beautiful, and I could never replicate that.
Yeah, I don't have luck with roses either. I have one rose bush at home, and it's lucky if it gets maybe one rose a year.
Really?
I don't know what I do. I don't do anything to it. I'm probably doing something wrong. I should be doing something to it, but I just don't have the time.
Well, I think that's a whole show in itself, how to prune your
Yeah,
roses and all
yeah,
that stuff.
That
and
wouldn't be with me.
I have to find any
Although the
rose
bushes-
experts out there.
We have rose bushes out front of the tea room and the flower shop here, and I planted rose bushes in there several years ago, and they do rather well.
Really?
Yeah.
See?
There's like an orange colored one in ours, and I think the one in front of the tea room is more of a pink color. But they do
Oh, okay.
bloom very well.
Okay.
Now we're ready for some fillers.
Alrighty. So that's
Okay.
all of
So
this.
we've got anything here. This is the Caspia. This is real
That's
pretty.
so pretty.
September weed Montecasino is the correct name for this. This is available in white and purple.
Okay.
This is wax flower. This comes in many colors: whites, pinks, purples, and that's status. The common color for that is the purple, but it comes in whites and yellows.
This
also.
status?
Yes.
I was gonna say I thought I remember this in yellow. Did we use this before?
We may have in fall. We
Okay.
might have used that in yellow in the fall.
Okay. So I can take whatever I want
You
then.
can
and
take whatever you want. And
I love
multiple.
this stuff.
You can use some of each if you want.
This stuff here is really pretty dried as well.
Yes, that dries very well.
Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. I just
We
put
use that and that actually is pretty just in a clump of vase by
Yeah.
itself, yeah. But I use that in wedding work a lot too, the status, or the Caspia, I mean.
Okay, so just little clumps again.
Yeah, just little clumps.
Now mine's is taller than what you're doing. So what should I do?
You just break it down a little bit. Okay, like that will be one piece there.
Oh,
You can
okay.
stick that in. Just make sure your end of it gets in the water a little bit, and then these you can use this clump together. Here is one.
Now what about something like? Could you ever stick like? Well, I guess it's not springy. I was gonna say like something like pussy willow, but that's not
Oh
really.
yeah, pussy willows are actually springy.
Are they really?
We had just gotten some pussy willows in last week. I used them all, But yeah, pussy willows are very pretty with spring and Easter flowers.
We had a huge pussy willow tree, bush, whatever, growing up.
Yeah.
I can remember that was there again. My mom used to we were popular whenever they bloomed.
because
everybody wanted some. Yeah.
Sure. And that actually, if you break cut the branches off of your pussy willow tree and have those in water, that will actually root too, and you can start.
Really?
Yes, you can start another pussy willow tree.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh wow! I'd love that. They're so
If
nostalgic.
you keep it in water long enough, the pussy willow part of it will kind of like burst open, probably like your marshmallow peeps do. And it kind of like bursts open, and there's like all these little spiky things, and then that'll eventually fall off. But if you keep that stick in the water, it will get roots on.
Oh,
and you
wow.
can start that in some good nourished soil. Then you can actually start another potting or another tree from that.
So that means then the person that bought my mother's house, I could sneak in their backyard and
Sure.
no,
You
no.
can knock on their door. You can knock on their door and politely say, "Could I have a piece of my mother's pussy willow tree?" And they'll say, "Sure, Marilyn, go on ahead and
Say,
cut a
get
piece
out of
off."
here! No, they're wonderful people. They probably
That's
would.
good.
As a matter of fact, they'll probably see the show and show up on my doorstep with a piece of.
Oh, that'd
They're
be
really
great.
sweet people, yeah. Now
And there's something nice about having a piece of that too. That was your mom's.
exactly.
You know,
I had
yeah.
no idea, like I said, that I could do that, or I would have done it long ago.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything else kind of non-traditional that we could add to a flower arrangement? I mean, like a pussy willow is non-traditional. So is there something else?
Forsythia. You know,
okay.
the bushes of forsythia. When that's blooming, it's nice to put that in. There's just one.
Forsythia, yeah, that beautiful golden
That's
yellow.
the golden
okay.
yellow one. There's also a bush I have at home. It's called a mock orange, and it's really a fragrant, really pretty blossom.
Okay.
That would look pretty in an arrangement.
So just about there
just
again, the
about
sky's the
anything.
limit.
Even the
Whatever
greens, you know, even like your greens, even like some of your arborvitae, you could still use in
Okay.
this.
What about some type of even like an ivy? Like,
Ivy, yes.
'Cause I
Yeah,
know
when
that
ivy
again-
grows in the summer, you know, you can
That's
always
true.
cut that for
Yeah,
any
that's true.
arrangements.
I know we have a ton of ivy at home. It's pretty summer icky yet.
Yeah,
I mean winter icky.
it's-
What am I
yeah.
saying?
But it's amazing how it comes back too. It's all brown and dried up now looking, but it'll come back pretty soon green.
I'll tell you, that's one thing. I think I told you a bit of a brown thumb, but ivy, we can't control it.
Yeah.
It's like I bought one little packet of it. It's everywhere. It's up my tree, up my house.
It spreads very fast. Lily of the Valley will do that too. Like if you
My hickey bird.
have some Lily of the Valley. Oh,
I
that's
do, and that is actually another one that I got from my mom.
Yeah, I
Yes.
did too. And you can cut that. That smells really good.
Yes, it does. What's that perfume? Bouquet
Yeah.
du Bois or something like
Yeah,
that?
something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it spreads very, very easily too. I think I started out with just like a handful of it, and it kind of took over this one area where I didn't even want it to take over.
Well, that's a pretty cool plant because it actually grows in like semi-shade.
Yeah, and it stays green all summer.
yeah, so
you know, once
it's-
the blooms don't last very long, but once the blooms are gone, even the green, it makes a nice brown cover.
You know what else you could stick in something like this? I was just thinking of things that I have at home is bittersweet.
Yes.
You could put a piece of bittersweet.
Sure. Or
Just to
even
give it a
some
little bit of a
twigs.
woody and
Yeah.
some twigs. There
just
you
some
go.
natural twigs like this back here. We have this is curly willow, and
Oh, there you go.
That our friend Becky has a curly willow tree in her backyard, and it actually makes a nice cover for her patio. But yeah, anything like that natural would look very pretty with any kind of an arrangement.
You know what? There again. Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to go home and like raid my yard. I have a Harry Lauder walking stick, walking tree. What are they called? The real gnarly looking one. So
Yeah, I
it
think
almost
I know
looks like
which one you
almost looks
mean.
like a cypress.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a Harry Lauder walking stick. I want to say it's called. And you know what? That's and maybe grapevine too has a
Grapevine, sure, absolutely.
little bit of a fun to it.
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to still a little bit of this.
Oh yeah, that's pretty. I like the wax flower.
Okay, so now once we have this up and done, you said we can just water it as needed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are there certain flowers in this arrangement that are going to die quicker than others? I mean,
Probably
is
the
it,
tulips would be the first to
Okay,
go.
all right.
So, and as those wilt down and dry up, just pull them out.
okay.
And your carnations and daisies are going to last the longest. But you know, just as something's done, you just pull it out and freshen it up a little bit, and add some more water, and you'll get probably at least a couple weeks out of the carnations and the daisies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Let me put this, I guess a little bit of height to it.
Yeah.
See, this is fun because really, as we said over and over again,
Well, like I
there's
said, there's no wrong
No,
spot. You know,
no.
you just put it wherever you think something needs.
And see, they look completely different.
That's okay. A few people made them. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, anything else we are going to cover today on our
I don't think so.
launch into spring and to color and away from the brown and the gloom and doom?
It's just so nice to see the bright colors and you know, the gray skies have got to lift here soon, and they will. You know, but it's just nice to bring in a little bit of spring. I've been telling all my customers we're spring inside the store here, whether it's still winter outside or not.
And you can do that at home too with something like this.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
as Dave pointed out at the very, very beginning of the show, for an Easter present, instead of your traditional just
Sure.
running to a box store and getting a little thing of flowers, something like this.
Something like this is just a little bit different because it gives you a nice dish of candy.
And
for
candy.
after. So that's the best
So it's
part.
neat and sweet and, well, I guess you can eat. It's
Sure.
the bottom part, I
The
mean.
bottom
The bottom part,
not
I
the
mean.
flowers, the bottom.
Okay, well, I guess you and I are going to finish up these a little bit
Sure.
here. And I want to thank the people that have been coming up to me whenever they see me out and about and tell me about the show. It's always great to hear input. Special shout out to my friend Carl and my friends Bill and Patty, longtime fans. They really like the show. And again, we like to hear that from everybody. I know you've gotten some good feedback.
We get a lot of feedback from people coming into the store saying that they've seen, you know, they see the shows and how much they enjoy watching them. So yeah, that's good to hear feedback like that from everybody.
Yes, and also too, Dave and I and Seth and I want to do a big thank you to Marty
Yes.
for allowing us
Yes.
to use the store over and over and over again. We kind of take over the back area here with Dave. Marty Svianic has been absolutely wonderful.
She's a good lady.
And
Absolutely.
so thank you, Marty. Well, Dave and I are going to finish up. Are you going to finish the show with me again?
Sure.
Okay. Everybody, we hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you learned something. A great way to make an arrangement for yourself or for somebody else or for both, if you're
Right.
depending on how energetic
Right.
you feel.
Sure.
And again, just remember, keep smiling, keep dreaming, and keep watching.
Armstrong Local Programming features our community like no one else. Meet your friends and neighbors at special events. Find the perfect pet. Celebrate our region's rich history or enjoy our natural wonders. Armstrong Local Programming is available online, on demand, and on your local Armstrong channel. Find the complete program schedule at ArmstrongOneWire.com. Local programming exclusively from Armstrong. One Wire, infinite possibilities.